family recipe. I have presented these twice. The first time, several of the flavors sold out, and it actually already was nominated for a Customer Food Choice Award in the category of Best Bread. So thrilled to be bringing it to you tonight as the final food item in our gourmet holiday. Oh, that's a perfect shot. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're getting. So you're getting 4.5 pounds of banana bread. As you can see, we've got three different flavors. I'm so excited to tell you about them. You can also see how they're all different and they truly are homemade looking because we've got that scoring that is done by hand all down the middle of every one of them to give them almost that unique kind of crinkly top that reminds me of like a coffee cake. And of course, looks so unique and homemade and beautiful. So yes. So let's go through the choices first. So you're getting three loaves. I've got the combo right in front here. You can do all three in that classic banana bread. Of course, the base of this, 6.50 in that one. True banana, so delicious. You could do all six in that chocolate chip. That's the most limited. We only have 200 in the chocolate chip, or you can do all six in that blueberry. 400 remain in that, or you can do the combo, which I'm showing you right here, which is one of each, that classic chocolate chip and blueberry. We've got about 3,000. So, of course, we loaded up on those. We know you guys like to try a little bit of everything. That one's so delicious. So, I have to tell you, this is a family recipe. And of course, this is classic banana bread. This starts with real delicious ripe bananas. And I have to tell you, I spoke with the baker before the show. I've presented this 3 times. She always hand smashes real ripe bananas for this recipe as the main ingredient because she likes to get that natural sweetness from the bananas to sweeten this bread. Of course, it lends the most beautiful moist texture. If you've had banana bread, you know what I'm talking about. But this recipe is actually a little bit different than classic American banana bread. The creator is Brazilian, and it's actually a little bit of a lighter banana bread. So she uses, of course, real bananas, premium, whole, delicious ingredients, but it has almost more of like a loaf cake texture to it. So I love it because you still get that rich, moist, delicious texture, that banana flavor, but it's almost like a lighter, fluffier loaf cake, which makes you just want to have more and more and more of it. When I went on here with Alberti, I guess it was maybe a month ago now, he said it reminded him if pound cake and banana bread had a baby, it was more like that. So I'm going with that too. It's a little bit more of like a cake texture, super, super moist, so delicious. So I'm just going to show you the flavors. We've got that classic banana, which this one I love because the topping of it, we put a little bit of cinnamon and sugar on top, so it's kind of a special coating. And then, of course, these are hand scored. I don't know if you guys can see all these delicious little banana pieces in there, but this one is so yummy. There's cinnamon coating all over the top, and it reminds me of almost like a coffee cake because you get that like crinkly edge. All of them are, unique and delicious. They're not like perfectly uniform, which I love because it reminds me of like your grandma's banana bread. We've actually had letters sent to Alini the baker saying that this recipe made them feel nostalgic for their grandmother's or their mother's family recipe. And that means so much to us because that is exactly why Alini is sharing this with QVC because it's all about sharing your family favorite recipes that bring you around the dinner table, that bring you into the kitchen when you open a bag, because of course these are made in small batches and they're warm and delicious when we send them out to you. When you open that bag, you get that rich banana smell and that cinnamon. They're so good. And speaking of that, these all arrive to you fresh. They are being made for you right now, made to order to be sent to your homes. And when you get them, I actually recommend putting them in your freezer right away. Alini showed me this trick actually that if you want that perfect bakery slice, it actually helps if you put these fresh breads into your freezer until you're ready to eat them. Now, I won't blame you if you cut right into one right away to enjoy it, but it does help the texture of the bread if you're going to, serve these for a brunch or like a bridal shower, or if you have plans to serve them to a group, to freeze it first so that when you thaw it, you get this beautiful, nice loaf every time. And it's not going to crumble at all because, of course, when they're made, they're warm and sent right to you. So you can see this great texture on the blueberry. Oh, I need to tell you all about the flavors. I only told you about banana. Let me tell you about this blueberry. So I love this combination because, of course, at its base, it's this rich, delicious banana. And then we fill it with all these plump, real blueberries that you can see that are just bursting out. And it's so yummy because the blueberries are a little bit tart and it is so yummy with this sweet banana bread. So you get those bursts of kind of tart, juicy blueberries. And then we have the chocolate. I think this was Alberti's favorite. It's so good because we use semi sweet chocolate. So it's actually not too sweet. It's almost like a bitter cocoa, a little bit sweet that goes so well with that banana bread. I love showing the tops of these too because you can just see how unique they all are. With that hand scoring going down right through the center, you can see how moist and delicious they are. Actually, let me pick up some slices just to show you how delicious and moist these are. So I always crave banana bread. To me, it's like as we're moving into fall a little bit, I always want that like warm, gooey slice. My dad would always put a little bit of warm butter on his. These don't really need any butter, but I wouldn't blame you if you did. So you can see a little bit of the banana there. I love this original. I think the original is my favorite because I just like that cinnamon sugar. It's got kind of this nice, you can see that it's this dense, great, moist banana, but it's slightly more like a loaf cake than traditional American banana bread, if you can see what I mean. So we're gonna go back through the offer one more time. So you're getting 3 loaves. These are 4.5 pounds of banana bread. They're seriously heavy, leaning over this kitchen island. It's hard to lift up. You're getting just packed with delicious. Okay, we're gonna start with the blueberry. So you can do all 3 in that blueberry, which is bursting with those tart blueberries. 400 remaining if you wanna pick all 3 in blueberry. You can do all 3 in that semi-sweet chocolate chip. So yummy. This one is the most limited. Fewer than 200 remain, or you can do all 3 in that classic, which reminds me of just my mom's recipe with that crinkly top that reminds me of coffee cake. And that all banana has how many remaining? Fewer than 600 in that all banana, or you can try the combo, which is 1 of each. And I know we have got a few more of those to go around because that's most popular. Yeah, most popular, no surprise there. Whenever there's a combo, you have to try that, right? I'm gonna cut into another one of these because I wanna just show you how soft these are and how moist they are. If you've had banana bread, I hope you can. Yes, like, yeah, totally. The producer's telling me about my grandma's. It's so true. It's all about, like, that soft, delicious moistness when we think about coffee cake. These really do remind me of kind of a coffee cake. Look at those loaded chocolate chips, and then, of course, the chocolate chips all throughout the top. It's so moist. It's got the right amount of, like, texture and denseness that you think of when you think of banana bread, but it's a little bit lighter and a little bit fluffier, and we've already been awarded the nomination for Customer Choice Food Award for Best Bread, which is such an honor because, of course, there's so much competition in the bread category. I just love this company, Bread and Bread. It's all about bringing and sharing these family recipes, from Alini's house to your house. She created this with all these different flavor combinations with the help of her family. And whenever I talk to her before a show, she's genuinely hand smashing ripe bananas one by one to be sent out to our customers. It is truly made to order and custom made. So here's the banana one I'm holding right here. Then we've got that blueberry, which is bursting with these tart, juicy blueberries. There's a pretty good shot you can see on there, and then all throughout the top as well, which is such a good combination with that kind of vanilla, sweet banana flavor with that tart blueberry. And then we've got that chocolate, which I love because it's that semi-sweet chocolate. So it's just like it's not too sweet of chocolate, it's almost that bitterness of like a dark chocolate, but it pairs so well with the sweet banana cake. So again, if you're just tuning in, a tip is when you get these home, these are being baked fresh to order right for you. So when you get them, they're going to be fresh, of course, not frozen. And I recommend putting them into your freezer. Now, if you want to keep them in your freezer, you certainly can for up to 3 months if you want to plan something, to save one for the fall, or you have something coming up in the fall where you just want to have a couple left. But even if you're just going to freeze them for a couple of days, it helps get that perfect bakery loaf slice. When you think about going to a bakery and you have that perfect slice, it helps baked goods if you put them in the freezer from fresh. So try that so it doesn't crumble on you like some of these are because I have them even warmed up a little bit. But when you open that package, you're gonna smell those premium ingredients, that delicious real banana that is the base of this recipe, which of course allows that really good flavor and sweetness throughout the bread. And then, of course, we've got sugar and eggs and delicious premium ingredients making this family recipe so irresistible and delicious. And again, you're getting 3 loaves, 4.5 pounds of banana bread. So if you slice these up, it depends on how thick you're slicing them. Of course, I'm slicing them a little bit thick to present them to you, but you can serve a whole crowd, especially if you bring out a loaf or two to share with friends and family. But whatever flavor you choose, you're getting such a unique, delicious family recipe flavor. All right, in my close up, let me show you the texture just a little bit more. So you get this great moistness. You can almost see it like oozing out and almost like a not juicy, but it's really, really moist, like you'd think of with banana bread. Actually, I'm just gonna break this open and then I'm gonna eat it later after the show so you can see what I'm talking about. That hand scoring all throughout the top, you get this gorgeous banana bread texture that I think about when I want banana bread, I want it to be super moist and delicious. Now, Alini's recipe is not only moist and delicious, but it's also this almost a little bit lighter, like more of like a loaf cake. When you think about like a vanilla loaf cake, it has a little bit more of that texture. So when you get these home, you'll see what I mean. They pair beautifully with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. My dad would certainly slather some butter on these. You don't need to put anything on them. They're absolutely delicious just as is, but so gorgeous for a brunch or a party or something coming up this summer. Again, bringing a loaf of this to a picnic, so yummy, so good. And that texture with that browning on top and that super soft, moist interior is just making my mouth water because it's exactly what we want when we think about banana bread. So we've got 4.5 pounds of banana bread. These are coming to you fresh, freshly made now. They're not frozen, but I do recommend throwing them into your freezer because you're probably not going to eat all three right away, but they'll last up to 3 months. So save some, share some, try the combo. We've got banana, the classic original, which reminds me of a coffee cake because we have this cinnamon and sugar topping all over the top. So you get that great browning and that great flavor from the cinnamon sugar. It reminds me of just like a classic coffee cake. And then we've got the chocolate chip, which is semi-sweet chocolate. So it goes so beautifully with that banana bread base. And you can see it's kind of crumbling because I'm breaking it, but you can see all those great chocolate chips bursting out. This one, of course, is the closest to like dessert. So I would break this one out after dinner. Or you can have that blueberry, which is so yummy for breakfast, bursting with those tart, juicy blueberries. That one is so delicious. And the top of these is we're hand scoring. So you get that kind of crinkly, unique family recipe look to every single one of the loaves, which I think is so special. When you buy a bakery item, it's so fun to have something that looks like you just bought it from a fancy bakery, like a local bakery down the shop that is made just for you. It's unique. It smells amazing. My whole kitchen smells like banana and butter and all these sweet, berries. It's just amazing. And the texture is so special because you're getting that moistness, all that great banana flavor. But you'll see what I mean. It's a little bit of a lighter texture with this Brazilian family recipe than what we're used to. So it reminds me a little bit more of a loaf cake, which makes you just want to eat more and more. Now, of course, if you slice them a little bit smaller, you could serve an entire crowd. I've got this original one sliced a little bit thinner, but you can get so many slices out of one loaf. So freeze a couple when you get them. Enjoy one right away. Absolutely try all of them. I'll go over the offer one more time in case you know which flavors that you want to try. You're getting 3 loaves, 4.5 pounds of banana bread sent home to you. You can do all 3 loaves in that classic original banana flavor. I think that one's my favorite with that cinnamon sugar topping. You can do all 3 loaves, three than 600 left in that original. You can do all 3 loaves in that semi-sweet chocolate chip one, so yummy for dessert. 175 remain in that one. That's the most limited. Or you can do all 3 loaves in this blueberry banana bread. Fewer than 400 in the blueberry, or you can try the combo. You can do all three if you wanna try a little bit of everything, you can try all 3 in that combo, and I know that one is the most popular. It's so fun to share a little bit with your family, all the delicious flavors. So bread